Hello, everyone, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I hope we're all having a great day, making the best of this very special day with everything going on. Today, I'm going back again, I'm remembering things, and I'm going back and making a dessert that my mother used to make on special occasions. It'd be on birthdays and always at Christmas. And it's a very typical English dessert. And it's an English trifle. And it's a super easy dessert to make. It takes a bit of time to assemble. And you'll see why. It's very, very simple and very easy to make. It doesn't take a lot. It's not an expensive dessert to make, that's for sure. But it takes a little bit of preparation. So some of it I've already done because I know you're more than capable of doing it. And that is, well, you'll see in just a second here. So this is just a dessert that, like I say, it brings back a lot of memories. It's always been a great dessert. It's so delicious, but it's just one of those childhood memories, and I thought, being Mother's Day, what a better way to celebrate than to show off one of her desserts. So while we're at it, let's get going. So what I have and what I've done, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, and it's just instagram.com/5pmchef, real easy to find. What I have here is just some Jell-O. It was actually two packs of Jell-O. The layers didn't... Well, I can see them, but they don't show up on cam. I just have a pack of strawberry Jell-O and a pack of orange Jell-O. And I put some peaches in it. That's all. Not very, very hard. And this is what takes time, because you have to wait for each layer to set before you can add the fruit, and then you have to add the extra layers. So that just takes some time in the fridge, but all this was maybe 5 minutes of work. So that's not very, very hard. The next thing that goes on it, now traditionally you would make your own sponge, but I don't have time for that. And I know a lot of you are going to be in the same situation where you just either don't have time or you don't want to make a big sponge. So these are available anywhere, and they are just little individual, come on, jelly rolls. And it's just something that's going to look nice in there. It's going to add a lot of flavor. And I know there's more than I need, which means I get a snack after this. And all I'm going to do with these is very simply cut them into about 1/2-inch rounds. So, like I said, there's absolutely nothing difficult with this recipe. It's just the assembly of the layers. But what it does is it makes such a nice special dessert. And you can change this up however you like. Put whatever flavor Jell-O you want. If you don't want to use a sponge cake like this, I've done this with chocolate brownies. And oh my god, it was so good. It was just that little bit different. So what I'm doing is I'm just layering them in here. It doesn't have to be pretty. You'll understand why. But I do want to try and leave some gaps. There we go. So we have our sponge layer in. And the reason I want to leave those gaps is for our next step. So we've got our little mixing bowl. Now you could do this if you wanted with a custard. I'm taking the easy route. I'm going with a Jell-O mix. It's fast, it's simple, I know it tastes good, but I want to show just with stuff that most people probably already have around the house. Just some Jell-O, some canned fruit, and some cake where we can have a great dessert. So this is the instant Jell-O pudding. I'm not getting the cooked. I didn't use the cooked one again because, well, I don't want to wait for it to set. I don't want to wait. I don't want to have to take the time to cook it and then for it to cool down. It just takes way too long for all of that. Well, it takes too long if you don't have the time. So just like the directions, 2 cups of milk. And you want to stir this up really, really well because you don't want to feel any of the sugar. Well, we're back. We had a little technical difficulty there. The power went out. It just like suddenly stopped for a second. So I'm really sorry about that. So there is going to be a quick little glitch. Basically what I was saying is you want to keep stirring this until you don't feel any of that sugar. And you can see just in the power is only off for a couple of minutes, but this is already thickened up really nice, which is great because it's going to allow us to get to our next step even faster. So we're just going to finish mixing that up and get rid of that. There. And bring out a little spatula. Bring our cake back. And then, you guessed it, another layer here. So this is going to go right on top. Get rid of the bowl. Using our spatula, we just sort of spread this out. This doesn't have to be even, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's all going to get covered. And once you dig into it, it all looks the same. That's that. So now when you're looking at the side of the bowl, you can see all the layers. You can see the Jell-O, you can see the fruit once the camera focuses. You can see that layer of pudding. And now it gets all topped off. We're just going to move this out of the way. And now it all gets topped off with some whipped cream. So out comes the mixer. Yay. Time to make some noise. My bowl and my whisk were in the fridge before I started shooting this. So it's nice and cold. Whenever you're whisking, it just makes things, whenever you're beating up whipped cream, it just makes things a lot easier when it's cold. It just has to do with how the fat reacts. I'm adding a teaspoon, capful, of vanilla, and because as we all know this machine's really loud, what we're going to do is we're going to mute the volume, and I'm going to whip this up till soft peaks. About halfway through it, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. That'll just sweeten it up a little bit. But if you don't want to sweeten whipped cream, if you like it just normal, that's fine. And in here I do have 2 cups of whipped cream. So let's get this mixed. Okay, now that is done. We have nice soft whipped cream there. And again, for those of you with a sharp eye who might have noticed a little hiccup in that mixing process, it's because once again the power went off for about 30 seconds. So everything stopped. I don't know what's going on. It's May. We've had snow. It's Mother Nature has a sense of humor, but unfortunately it's not a good one when it involves snow. We just finished winter. We don't need it anymore. So you can see, normally when things aren't shutting off all the time, you can see how fast you can put this dessert together once you have that jello layer done. All I'm doing is we're putting that whipped cream on. If you don't want to make whipped cream, that's fine. There are some really good real milk, real dairy, pre-made whipped creams out there. They do have some stabilizers and some other stuff in them, but I understand it's quick, it's easy. So there we go. And we're done. You can leave it like this, serve it like this, that would be fine. No one's gonna think anything less. If you want, you know me, I don't really go for decorating too much, but you could always just put some simple chocolate chips around the tops. So much for that bag. And it's Mother's Day, so let's make it look nice. So I just have some strawberries here, and what I'm going to do, you just make some little cuts, not going all the way through. Just push it down and it fans it out. I pushed a little bit too far there, so it broke, but it's still going to taste the same. And we can put one more just because. So all I'm doing here is I'm just making little small cuts, not going all the way through, but going pretty close to the top. Then just sort of fanning it out with my fingers. There we go. And if we really want to be nice, we could just stick one in the middle. So there we go. Minus power outages, minus Mother Nature. A few hours to let the jello set, but it's jello that takes no time. If you're really in a rush and you have space in your freezer, set it in your freezer. It can set it then in about 20 minutes. Then we just put a layer of cake down, a layer of either custard or pudding, topped it with some whipped cream, and then garnish the top. And if you don't want to garnish the top, you don't have to. It's a great, simple, easy dessert, but it's really special. It's something that looks really impressive when you come out to the table with it. Drop the chocolate chip, we'll put that on. And as I said, this is just a little taste of my childhood that I thought I'd share with everybody. So I want to thank you all for coming by. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. If you've already subscribed, please hit that like button. And if you haven't, hit the little bell icon. see when I come out with new stuff or when I do a live stream. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It shows me that you care about what I do here. So, until next time, my name is Andrew. I am the 5 p.m. chef. And thank you ever so much for coming by. And to all the moms, happy Mother's Day. So if it wasn't for you, none of us would be here. Have a great day, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.